Hi, I'm Catherine Diorio, and welcome to Check Please, the show where regular people from all over Chicago recommend and review their favorite restaurants. So this is how the show works. Every week we have 3 guests. Each recommends his or her favorite spot, and the other 2 go to check them out and tell us what they think. This week, school principal Scott McAllister says that his selection always earns extra credit for its combination of exquisite cuisine and phenomenally friendly service. But sales rep Hillary May says that her recommendation always closes the deal. She says that if you're looking for an evening out that adds up to a perfect 10, follow her to her fine dining favorite. Up first, biomedical technician Mario Scott says he'll travel any distance for the home-cooked goodness at his hotspot. He says that if you want the breakfast of your dreams, head on over to Lincoln near Diversey and belly up to Batter and Berries.
Good to see you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I've been working at fine dining restaurants for 20 years, fine dining hotels and restaurants, over 30 of them here in Chicago. I picked Lincoln Park because Lincoln Park is supposed to be the #1 neighborhood in Chicago, and why not have the #1 restaurant in Chicago? If you've never been here before, it's kind of different because it's kind of like out of the ordinary food. French toast is one of the big things. We did 62 different French toasts. And our ingredients that we make fresh, like our chicken sausage, our pork sausages. We cut our meat ourselves. Everything we do is here from scratch. We don't have a can in the house. So that's basically what a lot of people like about the fresh ingredients that we do. You know what makes me proud more than anything? Seeing the smiles on everybody's face. That lets me know they're coming back. They're just not here to eat. They are really happy about what they're doing. And they dancing with their forks and they doing, and when I see that, it almost brings tears to my eyes.
Mario, you say Batter and Berries does a beautiful breakfast. Tell us why you chose it.
Oh, absolutely. Batters and Berries is one of those places where you go there, you're expecting one thing, but you get there and you're going, okay, really? I went there on a recommendation. My wife had a recommendation, a friend of hers. My wife ordered the sampler plate of French toast. I got the French toast.
So what does sampler plate include?
I believe lemon, caramel, strawberry. Yeah, so it's just a sampler of the different types of French toast that they make.
Okay.
So I grabbed one of the samplers and I take it and I'm going, okay, pass me a cigarette, please, someone. Anyone. I have never had French toast that good in my life. But not only that, the biggest thing was the service. I was blown away by the service. Chef comes out, talks to everybody, laughs, jokes with everybody. The owner the other owner comes out, he laughs and jokes with everybody. The service was unbelievable. And then the food to match, okay, yeah. I'm happy.
So you're like, I'm sold. You're like, I'm sold.
Right, exactly,
well,
exactly.
Now, Hillary, I mean, obviously you also went there, and what did you think? Are you as sold?
I'm not as sold as you
Okay.
are. I'm sorry.
No,
don't
problem.
hate.
No.
I just don't crave sweets in the morning. If I do go to brunch, I want something more salty, you know, like an Eggs Benedict. And so much of their menu was so sweet focused, with the French toast.
Right.
You know, if that's what you're craving, if that's what you want, that is definitely the place for you.
But
they didn't have a ton of non-sweets. That was clearly their focus.
They also had other things, like when I went there one time, I had the chicken and waffles, and they have like this hot sweet sauce to go with it.
Yeah.
I've had the wraps and things of that nature. So I mean,
so heavy in the morning. I also got the French toast flight.
Okay.
And it was delicious. It just, I didn't have to eat for like 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, Scott, you also had the chicken and waffles.
Absolutely.
And you enjoyed that.
I first of all, I do like breakfast. I'm a big breakfast fan. And I went there. We got the super flight, which was excellent.
Okay.
But the thing that I walked away from, the chicken and waffles, outstanding. It was outstanding. And chicken and waffles, my experience with chicken and waffles has been piece of fried chicken on a waffle.
Exactly.
And it's kind of a meal that doesn't necessarily mesh.
Exactly.
At this place, there were pieces of chicken inside the waffle. It was a sweet potato batter, so it was tremendous.
I think what I like the most is he's not scared to experiment with his food. He's not scared to put a twist on something that's the norm. You know, if I put a little mango here or some pineapple there, Now it becomes interesting. Now you're playing with the sweet and the sours and the things of that nature, and that's what makes foods interesting.
It's interesting about him because he grew up in Gresham, and actually one of the partners is his best friend from Gresham. And and it's interesting because it seems like a lot of, and he's worked all over the city. You know, Shaw's, Gibson's, you name it. He's kind of gone through and learned a little bit at all these different places until he opened his breakfast place. And it's interesting. It seems like a lot of people that have kind of followed him along the way too over to this spot. So there's kind of a sense of community there. So what about the crowd there? Who would we expect to see going there for breakfast?
When I heard Lincoln Park, my experience was, am I going to get the typical Lincoln Park crowd? And I went there, and to be quite honest, it reminded me very much of home in the south suburbs where I'm from. A nice mix of people in terms of age, families. A lot of African American families, white families. It was just a nice environment.
So what do you think? I mean, you live in Lincoln Park, so what do you think?
It's definitely not your typical Lincoln Park brunch spot, that's for sure. It just wasn't the typical 22-year-olds hungover, waiting for their brunch. It definitely was not what I was expecting.
So Chicago's a real big brunch town, and I feel like you can always see on a Saturday or Sunday, at least, even in the cold months, people lining up and waiting to get in and eat brunch. What do you think it is about this place that's drawing these crowds, or
Well, Chicago is filled with hearty people, and we have hearty appetites. I think it's an excellent way to start the day. So this place in particular, I think, when I think of typical brunch places, I would agree with Mario. The service is really kind of what sets it apart. I thought the service was outstanding, very welcoming. Our server had a wonderful smile. So in terms of getting a good hearty meal to start the day, this is an excellent place to do it.
Well, you come from far away. I mean, you come from the south side all the way to Lincoln Park. I mean, you probably pass 1,000 brunch places on the way there. And I mean, what is it that's drawing you and other people? I mean, are other people coming from as far as you are?
Absolutely. A lot of people that I know from the south side and the southeast side are looking for different places to eat, but looking for different places that are good, that have excellent service. When you find a place that the service is great, the food is, in my opinion, absolutely amazing. Once I sort of kind of got a taste of the French toast, I felt like that commercial where the guy has the fishing pole and the dollar, and and I was hooked. I was hook, line, and sinker.
Well, Batters and Berry had you with the French toast, so why don't you sum it up for us?
Batters and Berries, come for the service, come for the food, stay for the full belly.
And Hillary?
If you have a sweet tooth and you are craving some brunch, this is definitely the spot for you.
And Scott?
It was an incredibly warm, welcoming place, chicken and waffles to die for.
You can try the flight of French toast and more at Batter and Berries, 2748 North Lincoln Avenue, 773-248-7710. Open for breakfast and lunch daily. Reservations are not accepted. Alcohol is BYOB, and the average tab per person is $12. When Hillary May wants a splendid night out, she knows exactly where to go. She says for perfect pasta, lovely service, and an experience that's always numero uno, you've got to follow her to Trattoria number 10.
We do regional Italian food. We try to do it as simple as possible, simple ingredients. I'm a pretty simple cook. I grew up in a farm family, so I'm thrilled that I have an owner that will give me the opportunity to buy the best, freshest, local, sustainable ingredients.
I can't believe it. Knowing that we've been here for 25 years and knowing that those people that come in here every day enjoy coming to this place because they feel that they're going to be treated with dignity, it just makes me warm all over.
We love this place. It's in the basement, but somehow between the main floor and the basement, people get this welcoming vibe and they come down and they're very happy to be here.
You know, I like to say that we've been like the Chicago Cubs, making a good living in the basement for a long time.
Hillary, Trattoria number 10 is the top spot in your book. Tell us why you chose it.
Oh, I love this restaurant. My husband and I first tried it a couple of years ago, and then it had always been our date spot, and then a couple of years later we actually got engaged there. So it always holds a special place in our heart. Yeah, but it just is phenomenal food, really great Italian dishes, but with a lighter, almost American flair to them. So just a huge fan of the restaurant.
So this is not your red sauce joint.
No, you can get stuff with red sauce, but it definitely has a lot more than that. In fact, I think just talking about their butternut squash ravioli will make me want to go out and get some for dinner.
Without interrupting, the butternut and acorn squash ravioli was tremendous. It was an incredible dish. I would send anybody there to get it.
Yes.
It was outstanding.
The restaurant's been around 25 years, and they've had that dish on the menu since it started, and they actually have someone in the kitchen that counts each of the raviolis that's made, and they're up to about 4 million now.
Oh, wow.
You can believe it.
Really?
So,
Well, actually,
yes.
Actually, I almost can't believe that.
Yeah.
So what did you get, Mario, when you went?
I had the pesto risotto. I enjoyed it. I love the string beans. The string beans were crisp. When you bit into it, you heard the crunch, and I like my vegetables crunchy. My cousin had the spicy sausage ravioli, which was great. I mean, it wasn't heat to it, but it still had flavor to it. We had the calamari. Okay, let me tell you.
Yeah, the calamari is really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then we had for another appetizer, the prosciutto. I'm saying it wrong.
Oh,
The prosciutto.
prosciutto?
Thank you. We had the prosciutto. Once again, you had the meats, but then you had the spicy sweet that was on top of it. And then I took the bread that they gave us, that they give everyone, and put it with the bread. Oh, yeah, I was in heaven. Our server, Talia, she recommended an Italian beer. I have a professional drinking degree. I found a new love, and that is Italian beer. It's more of a beer that comes to life.
The Imperial is kind of a Italian twist on a Belgian style ale, so maybe a little bit like the Italians. They love a little bit of flair always.
Well, and speaking of drinks, they had a great Italian wine list.
Okay.
Yes.
They did, and our server was well versed in it. When we asked for recommendations on the wine, she pulled out tasting notes that the staff had done earlier that week, and recommended a couple of wines that we had with dinner.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, so we know you had the ravioli.
Sure.
What else did you have when you were there? Because you went with the group.
Group of
Is that
four,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
group of four, and we tasted everyone's food, so we made sure that we were able to sample a lot of different things. And we started the meal with, speaking of ravioli, a beet ravioli, which were thinly sliced red and golden beets stuffed with goat cheese. That beet ravioli was incredible. So we had that, and then I had a pasta dish, which it was a black tagliatelle pasta dish. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. And then my friend, who's not really a pasta person, so when we said Italian dinner, he was like, but he ordered a steak, just got a steak.
Okay.
And it was one of the better steaks I've eaten. Chicago, obviously a steakhouse,
Oh, absolutely.
steakhouse
Oh, absolutely.
town. This was an excellent steak, though. And my wife had veal, which, again, was solid. It wasn't spectacular.
I loved the veal.
Okay.
And I'm not even a red meat person,
Sure.
but I went with one of my best friends, and she insisted on getting it, and
Right.
it was delicious.
Right.
You know what's interesting is, you mentioned the steak, which, and you mentioned the veal and the beans, and Dan Rosenthal, who is the owner of this restaurant, he's a pioneer in the green movement.
Okay.
In restaurants in Chicago.
Sure.
And so it's grass-fed beef, it's free-raised veal, it's,
Okay.
locally sourced green beans.
Yeah, we've been going to this restaurant for probably 5 or 6 years now, and only recently have we really started to notice that so many of the produce and the meats are locally sourced. And I think coming from Chicago, you you don't always expect that.
And you're supporting locally. I
Right.
mean, to make sure that your vegetables and things of that nature are fresh. I mean, that's an amazing thing. So, I
Right.
mean, I'm not waiting 4 days for my string beans just to get here from California.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And then, then everything else that goes along with that. I was very impressed with it.
So, Scott, you went down, you came in from Flossmoor,
Sure.
and you went down there with some friends. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the atmosphere there?
Yeah, absolutely. We went on a Saturday night, and being from the suburbs, part of the thing that I appreciate and enjoy about coming to the city is the city experience.
Right.
Looking out a window, seeing a skyline, seeing the hustle and bustle on the street. But just understand when you go there, you're not going to get a skyline.
Right.
You
Yeah.
are downstairs. And the flip side of that, though, is that it does lend itself to a very intimate atmosphere. You say you got
Yeah.
engaged there, perfect place for it.
Yeah.
But also, too, I think the flip side of if you live in the city, you sort of kind of try to get away from that hustle and bustle.
Sure.
Because I deal with hustle and bustle and the buses and the trains and the planes and the
Yep.
automobiles day in and day out.
Right.
So when I'm able to find a getaway in the heart of downtown, that's great.
Right.
Well, Hillary, you chose Trattoria number 10. Sum it up for us.
Delicious food, great wine selection, intimate setting, just you can't go wrong.
Mario
Great romantic spot of getaway within the city.
and Scott.
Quiet, comfortable atmosphere, wonderful service. I didn't touch on that. Ravioli was out of this world.
You can taste the ravioli and more at Trattoria number 10, 10 North Dearborn, 312-984-1718. Open for lunch and dinner Monday through Friday, and dinner only on Saturday. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $50. As a school principal, Scott McAllister seeks to balance the intellectual and emotional. So if you want an amazing meal that's ideal for both minds and hearts, he says you've got to follow him to Fresh Starts.
Fresh Starts is located in downtown Flossmoor, this quaint little downtown section. I think people are very pleasantly surprised to see this wonderful, quaint community. The food is a little bit of everything we serve here. It's been influenced by travels that I've done. I've been to New Orleans quite a bit, so I brought back a couple of dishes from there. I've been to Europe a few times, so it's a metamorphosis of international foods, but just tasty foods. Fresh Start's atmosphere, I think, is a little bit of everything. It can be romantic, it can be lively and loud, it can be a bar scene at night. We're a little bit of everything for everyone. People ask me what the dress code is, and I say, as long as you wear them. We have a lot of neighborhood people, but we have a lot of people come from the North Shore that go, oh, wow, there's places like this down here. I take such pride in owning Fresh Starts, and I really feel like this is my baby.
Scott, you say Fresh Starts is great from beginning to end. Tell us why you chose it.
Well, 11 years ago, I started working in Flossmoor, and first thing I asked when I moved into the community, what are the good restaurants? And immediately somebody said Fresh Starts. And my wife and I enjoy dining out. We like to try places that are, not the typical chain restaurant, that have unique menus, freshly prepared ingredients, things like that, and also a great wine list. And Fresh Starts is the combination of all those things. And when I dine out, I want great food, I want friendly, attentive service,
right.
and I want an atmosphere that is comfortable. And Fresh Starts delivers on all three of those things. My wife and I, we live in the community. We like to go there on a regular basis, but there's a lot of people also that they may go there on more of a special occasion type basis, because they do offer a wide variety of items, and you can treat the restaurant in all those different capacities. A lot of people go there after work, if they have small plates. They have appetizers. They always have 2 or 3 soup of the days. They have a pizza du jour, you know, with fresh ingredients. Which, if I go in after work with a glass of red wine and just get the little pizza it's on flatbread crust, it is outstanding.
So Mario, when you went over to Fresh Starts, what did you have?
I had the spicy shrimp pasta.
Okay.
I went with my best friend. We've been on each other since we were 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
He had the chipotle shrimp.
Okay.
We had crab cakes for an appetizer. Food-wise,
A seafood theme.
Absolutely, absolutely. Food-wise, excellent. But service, and once again, I would go there again. Maybe it was an off night. I just felt like the table next to me, they were more attentive to. They gave them fresh pepper, fresh cracked pepper. I was never asked. I had to ask for that. I had to ask for cheese, Parmesan cheese for my spicy shrimp, things of that nature. But once again, everybody has an off night. On the whole, with the atmosphere and everything, I absolutely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just say that's unusual. My experience has always
Yeah.
been different,
Right.
but
We
I'm sorry.
definitely had great service.
Okay.
Our waitress was phenomenal, came over, gave great recommendations on wine and appetizers, all of the specials, came over throughout the meal, and then I'm not sure if it was the manager or the owner, but she also came up to our table and asked how everything was. So we just had a really great experience. I went with my husband, and it was really great, date night for us. We got the mussels to start, which were in this white wine sauce with like spicy
Thai curry.
Yeah, my
it's
gosh,
spicy
it
to
was
it, yeah.
delicious.
Oh, wow.
And my husband is not, he was like, do I like mussels? Do I not like them? I'm like, I think you're gonna really like these ones. He got, I think, like a beef tip, fettuccine Alfredo, and then I got the scallops, which were delicious with fresh green beans, or it was asparagus with rice and a great sauce, and just everything that we had was really, really delicious.
2 salads that I think are absolutely worth mentioning and make a meal in and of themselves. The mesclun salad, which, did either of you try that?
No.
Yes.
What'd you think?
It was delicious.
They- yeah,
but
they
I
s-
have a feeling you're going to talk about the wedge salad, which,
Well,
is that what you were going to?
No.
Because that wedge salad was phenomenal. It's absolutely one to try.
I'm absolutely going to have to try that.
Yep.
The mesclun salad, what I love about it is, if you like goat cheese, and not everyone does, but it comes with big balls of
Yes.
goat cheese, warm goat cheese on top of there with the vinaigrette. And then the Napa cabbage salad, which has chopped up cabbage with ramen noodles. And then there's a chicken breast on top, and it comes with a sesame soy dressing. I mean, it is a meal in and of itself. As far as entrees, one of the things that they're most well known for, which we also had this night, was the shrimp and grits. A nice sauce on there, lemon cream sauce, and of course the grits are outstanding.
It's interesting because Joanne, the owner, she said she loves New Orleans and she goes there quite a bit with her husband, and so you'll see some of these Southern influences on the menu, even though she's not from the South, she just really loves it.
I think the thing I liked about it the most was right by the Metro. Where I live, I'm not far from a Metro station, so I mean, literally it's just Metro there and back. The Metro is always a comfortable ride. And then to be able to, after a meal, I like to walk around. So to be able to walk around in a romantic setting, because to me, downtown Flossmoor is definitely a romantic setting in and of itself. The whole time I'm sitting with my best friend, I'm going, you're not really cute enough for me. I should have took my wife.
Downtown Flossmoor is an incredibly scenic place.
Oh, absolutely.
It's, if you've never visited, it's certainly something that everyone should come.
Oh,
In the winter,
absolutely.
they put up the lights and just got a great atmosphere. Flossmoor Station, very well known. Sweet Annie's, a bakery. That whole area right there is just, it's very homey.
So Scott, you chose Fresh Starts. Why don't you sum it up for us?
Get a Chicago restaurant, quality of a Chicago restaurant with the character and charm of a small town.
Great. Hillary, what would you say?
Great quality food, diverse menu, just everything about it. Delicious, great date night spot.
Great. And Mario?
Convenient, romantic, and fun.
You can try the mussels and much more at Fresh Starts, 1040 Sterling in Flossmoor, Illinois, 708-957-7900. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $20. So on this week's show, we featured Batter and Berries in Lincoln Park, Trattoria number 10 in the Loop, and Fresh Starts in Flossmoor. Let's recap what our guests had to say. First, we checked out Batter and Berries on Lincoln. Mario recommends it for the fantastic French toast and friendly service. Hillary said that it's the place for anyone with a sweet tooth. Scott said everything from the service to the chicken and waffles were outstanding. Then we trotted to Trattoria number 10 on Dearborn. Hillary recommends it because she loves the atmosphere and fresh Italian fare. Scott enjoyed the overall experience and thought the ravioli was out of this world. Mario appreciated the fresh cuisine and loved the Italian beer. Lastly, we headed to the south suburbs and stopped in at Fresh Starts. Scott recommends it for a quality Chicago restaurant with small town charm. Mario thought the food was delicious, but his service was so-so. Hillary said the ambiance, service, and excellent meal gave her a great experience. We've had a wonderful time this week. I want to thank my guests, Mario Scott, Hillary May, and Scott McAllister. Join us next week for 3 new guests recommending 3 of their favorite restaurants right here on Check Please. I'm Catherine Diorio, and I'll see you then.
For more information about the restaurants featured on Check Please, go to WTTW.com/checkplease.